All right, Shalom. First off, give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Makar Kadash, the honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS, salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, and the women and children who follow. So I just got an article, concerning the hurricanes that's going on down there in the southeast. As you brothers probably know, it's been 2, 3 hurricanes that come by, one after another that's hitting that land, and that's judgment. Okay, everything that's going on right now is judgment according to the Most High's will, and it's definitely spoke about in the scriptures, but it's leading to other things, that's spoke about in prophecy and in scriptures as well. So we're just gonna go through this article and we'll filter it through the scriptures. Okay, so this is actually from Fox News. Take that with a grain of salt, but it says Hurricane Florence could leave deadly diseases, illnesses in its wake. A look at what to watch for. Okay, it says 5 common diseases and illness after major hurricanes. After major hurricanes like Florence begin to dwindle in strength and power, their effects can still spread potential life-threatening conditions and diseases. There are 5 of the most common illnesses after hurricanes. Okay, then it talks about how it hit here, the Carolinas and Virginia last week. It says it's a quote from Alex Azar. It says we're working closely with the state of health and emergency management officials to anticipate communities need to be ready to meet them. Okay, so the first one is mold, which mold can really fuck you up. All right, it says as residents return to their homes following hurricanes, they can face potentially dangerous hazards from floodwaters in their household. Mold. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention says people should assume that they have mold if their houses was flooded and unable to be completely dried, including things like furniture, books, within 24 to 48 hours. Okay, it says this agency recommends residents wear N95 respirators, protective gloves or goggles when entering a site that could have mold. They should also immediately shower and change clothes after leaving the site. Mold can cause eye and skin irritations, allergic reactions, and asthma attacks, and can especially be dangerous to those who already have weakened immune systems, says the CDC. Okay, so anybody that has any breathing problems, that mold can get in there and fuck up your lungs. All right, wound infections. It's common to become wounded in the aftermath of a hurricane, says Fox News Dr. Manny Alvarez. He previously warned, but when those wounds are exposed to dirty floodwaters, they can become infected. All right, to prevent infections, the CDC recommends covering wounds, blah 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 blah, and use soap. Right, basically, if you hurt, you can get infected. That's you watch a lot of shows when people are like out in the wilderness and they get injured, and you think you get a regular injury, it'll be all right, just put some peroxide on it, but you fuck around and get gangrene or some shit. That's because you're being exposed to all that dirty, nasty water, and some shit get up in you that you can't get rid of, or in an emergency situation you might not have the peroxide or the alcohol or the different antibiotics that you might need to clean up the wound properly. Also, mosquitoes. It's like, I'm not gonna read this whole thing. We pretty much know what everything does. Mosquitoes, trench foot. I'm gonna read this one. People can contract what's called trench foot or immersion foot if their feet are wet for an extended period of time. So walking around in that hurricane water, or the water that overflows from a river or lake or pond, whatever is in your area, that can actually really turn into a disease and fuck you up. Okay, according to the CDC, symptoms include pain, swelling, numbness, tingling sensation, itching, blotchy skin, coldness, or a heavy feeling in the foot. The CDC also warns the foot can become painful It's like it could become dry, painful, red, and form blisters. If left untreated, severe cases could overtake a person's entire foot. So that could happen. Carbon monoxide poisoning. But basically, hog waste. What the fuck is that? It says a multiple hog farms flood. Officials are concerned about the spread of hog urine and feces that can cause significant water contamination. Yeah, I mean, I know everybody's seen the pictures of all them dead pigs in that I guess it was a barn or, you know, a farmhouse or whatever, but it was a bunch of dead floating pigs, and it's like people still gonna eat them. You know, they're still gonna cook them and feed them to people. But that water that they're in is fucking contaminated. You know, pig shit everywhere. You know, urine and everything. And, you know, the pig is the most vile creature, you know what I'm saying, that walks on land. You know, it doesn't get too much worse than that. So, imagine, you know, it's waste. And then going right into the water supply. You know, that's going to fuck people up. But, like I said, this is all through the scriptures. It says, a large area for corporate farms and hog waste pools. A meteorologist and tropical storm coordinator of the NOAA told Fox News. In fact, North Carolina has more than 2,000 industrial-scale pork farms, which contain more than 9 million hogs. That's a lot of pigs. All right. Those hogs are typically housed in long metal sheds with graded floors. The floors are designed to allow the animals' urine and feces to fall through the gates and flow into nearby open pits, which contain millions of gallons of untreated sewage. God damn. Millions of gallons of untreated fucking pig shit going into the water. Imagine that. You know, and then you having to drink that water. Or you trying to survive. You think that you getting some kind of... I mean, you always should filter your water. But, you know, niggas ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? There's no way to prepare for that day. You know, especially if it's a Jacob's trouble, or if it's just a regular disaster situation, it's difficult to prepare for that time. Okay? So if you ain't... That's why we say if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, but you got to be ready in the spirit. That's the get ready and stay ready that we speaking of. Because if you're ready in that day, then the Lord going to take care of you. But, you know, we know what can come of that, all the different organisms and bacteria, diseases that could be in that water. But, you know, that's what, you know, we got to look forward to. Because, well, this is concerning the hurricane. But, hold on, I'm going to stay on point. Bible Shah. This is Matthew 24. I started at verse 7. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there should be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places." All right, so these famines, or this hurricane situation, could definitely cause a famine and a pestilence. These are the pestilence that we were just talking about. All these different diseases, all these different things that can affect you and fuck you up in this emergency situation. Okay? And this is just the beginning of sorrows, like it says. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay? Going back to where we were. Isaiah 29:6, it says, "Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake and great noise, and storm and tempest, and flame with devouring fire." All right, so that's what that is, man. That hurricane, that's the Lord visiting America, you know, back to back to back. Okay, with big storms, not just, you know, your average little twister or whatnot. Okay, big hurricanes is hitting this place, you know, every year. You know what I'm saying? Last year you had to hit Houston. All right, Mississippi got hit. All these places down south getting hit. All right, that's judgment according to the Lord, man. We looking out, we hastening in the day, and we just waiting to get out this bitch, man. Lord willing, you know what I'm saying, you were edified, or at least caught up to date, you know, with this video. You know, give all praise is called out to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, and women and children who follow. Shalom.